Dear students, in this video we will discuss how to write a notice. For the 12th standard students, you will be getting a question for your exam, notice writing. So in this video we will discuss the format of writing a notice and how it has to be written and what all things we should take care while writing the notice. All those things will be explained. So before starting, I request you to have a copy or a notebook so that you can note down important points so that later on you can look into it and before the exams and all you can prepare well and you can score 4 marks very easily. For writing this notice you will get 4 marks and anybody could get that 4 marks without much difficulty. So listen carefully and try to understand how to write a notice. First of all, let us understand what is a notice. So notice is nothing but it is a written or printed announcement. In simple words we can say it is a announcement, and that can be written or it can be in the form of printed form. Little more explanation if we want to give. A notice is written in order to inform a large number of people about something that has happened or about to happen. So a notice is published or placed in a notice board to inform a large number of people about something that has happened or something that is going to take place in the future. Most of the time it will be about something that is going to take place in the future. So that is a notice. Now let us discuss how it should be written. There is a specific format for writing a notice, and why we need to learn this format, because we must know about the marking scheme. Already I have mentioned you will be getting 4 marks for writing a notice, and how this mark is distributed. Let us just have a look. 1 mark will be given for the format. Format means the steps should be proper. There is a particular steps you need to follow for writing notice. If that steps are correct, then you will get 1 mark. Then 2 marks you will be getting for the content. So content means there are certain things should be there in the notice, that as we explain the notice I will tell you what are the things should be there in a notice. So those things should be there, and then you will get 2 marks. Then you will get 1 mark for expression. Expression means your spellings, your grammar, and your understanding of question. So proper understanding of question should be clear in your answer. So like that only these 4 marks will be given to you. So first let us see the format of writing a notice. You can note it down in your copy, and the uh, board I will be showing also what are the points or the format. You can give the heading format of notice, and the first point that you will be writing in your notice is the name of issuing authority. Always the notice will be published by an authority. So you must have seen in your school and all, there will be a notice board, and time to time the school will be publishing some notice, some information on the notice board. So first line will be the name of issuing authority. That means the school's name will be there. So first step is write the issuing authority's name. So in the question there will be so issuing authority, who it will be mentioned, that should be written clearly on the top. Then the next point, the second point, that is in the middle, next line in the middle you have to write in big letter notice. So it should be in a bold letter. That means you can put it all the words, all the alphabets in a capital letter, or you can write it in a bold way. So that is the second step. And the third step is, or the third format is, write the date in which you are issuing the notice. So that in your exam manual when you write, you can write the date of that day, so on which you are writing the exam, that date you can put it, and that should be in the left side of the page, or in the notice you can place it in the next line after notice. When you write the notice, then next line you can give the date. One example of notice I will be showing at the end, then you will understand it clearly. So just to keep in mind, the date should be written in a left side after heading notice. Then again in the next line you can write the topic. Topic will be given in the question, what for what the what is called this notice is giving. So that will be given in the question. From that you can just copy paste. So that should be written in capital letter or in a bold way, or you can underline it and that should be projected little clearly. So I hope you understood four first steps. First, issuing authority's name should be written. Then next line, notice should be written. It can be in the center. Okay, it can be written in the center, notice in a big letter. And in next line, left side, you can write the date in which you are writing the notice. And in the next line, in the middle, you can give the topic or the title on which you are giving the notice. That will be there in the question. So with the question, when we explain, you will understand it clearly. Now next point is the body of notice. In the body, in short, we can say 5 W's. 5 W's means uh, why, what, when, where, and who. These are the things you should be clearly mentioned. Why, for what, so this notice is given, and what is the reason, clearly the reason should be mentioned, and when the event is going to take place, and day and date and all can be mentioned. Then where, location should be clearly mentioned, location or venue should be clearly mentioned, and who is publishing this notice should be clearly mentioned. So this 5 W's should be clear in the content in simple language. It should be written. So that should be the content of body of notice. Then after next point is after the body, you should write the name of the person who is writing this notice, and that will be given in the question, a boy's or girl's name. So according to your gender you can select the name, and after the name you should write the designation. So you may be head boy, head girl, or whoever may be, what is given in the question, that should be mentioned. And the last thing what you can do is put your notice in a box. You have to make a box all around your notice. So keep in mind before starting the notice that you have to make a box. So accordingly you can leave the space left and right and all that, top and bottom, so that clearly you can give a box all around your notice. So this is the way of writing a notice. Just like this explanation is not enough, I know. So I will give you now a question and answer, so that clearly you can understand how to write a notice and you can score 4 marks without much difficulty. So when we do this answer, you will understand almost everything will be given in the question. So from that question you need to just extract and put it so in a systematic way, and your notice will be ready. So now you can look into the question and answer that I am going to show, and I will explain once again. Now you have got a question here. You are Ryan or Raima, head girl or boy of XYZ convent school. Your school is going to organize an inter-school singing competition. Write a notice for your school notice board inviting names of all the interested students. So like this you will be getting a question. In that two names will be given, for boys Ryan and for girls Raima, and the designation of all that person also will be given, a head girl or a boy. And then institution's name is there, that is XYZ convent school, simply a name given. And what on what you are going to put the notice, that also is given. The topic is given clearly, that is the school is going to organize an inter-school singing competition. So write a notice for your school notice board inviting names of all the interested students. So through this notice you are giving information to the students that there is a inter-school singing competition. So those who are interested, they can give the names. That is what you are going to publish in the notice. So looking at these questions, many informations you already got it. You know who you are, means the person one who is writing the notice. It can be Ryan or it can be Raima, and the designation also clearly mentioned, head girl or a boy. So your last point, that means after the body what you need to write, already you have got it from the first line of the question itself, so that you need to keep in mind. Then issuing authority, who is issuing this notice? That is a school. So XYZ convent school, that is the first point you need to place in your notice. So keep the format in your mind, and while reading the question itself you can keep in mind uh, what all things you need to extract from the question. So already you have got the name of the person who is writing the notice, and the person's designation you got it, and issuing authority you got it. Now next thing you need to write a notice, you have to write then date nothing is mentioned in the question, so you can put an imaginary date. Then topic, you need to select the topic, and that is also given in the question, that is organizing an inter-school singing competition. So you can give the heading inter-school singing competition, that much only you can give the um, title or topic, and that should be underlined. Now in the body you have to mention why this notice is placed, and when the event is going to take place, and where it is going to take place, and what you can do for participating in that event. All those you can mention it. Now let us look into the answer, how it has to be written. So here I am giving the answer. First I have given the issuing authority, that is XYZ convent school. According to this question only this answer is given. Then I left one line and gave the next point, that is notice. You can leave one line and give, because it looks nice, neat and clean. So notice I have placed it with all capital letters. Then next line I left, and afterwards left side I have written the date. So, and when you give this date, remember that the next date, I mean the event date, what you will be giving in the body should be uh, coming days only. It should not be in past of what date that you give for issuing date. Okay, so event will be in the future. So always event date when you give in the next in the body, it should be future of the date in which you are writing the notice. Now next you see I have given the heading inter-school singing competition. So I have underlined it, so because this notice and this topic, that should be projected clearly. So either you can put it with bold letters or capital letters, or you can underline. Then afterwards, body of notice, you can see this is to inform that our school is going to organize an inter-school singing competition on July 18, 2020, Saturday at 11 a.m. So in that sentence clearly it is mentioned why and for what reason, when uh, this event is going to take place. Now this is to inform. This sentence you can put it for any notice. Okay, any notice starting you can place like this. This is to inform. Then according to the question you put the rest of the sentence. Then clearly mentioned the date, day, and the time of the event, and where it is going to take place. That also mentioned in the school auditorium. More than 20 schools from all over the city will participate. Interested students may give the names to the class teacher latest by June 26th, 2020. So like that all the information is clearly mentioned there. and at the end name, name and sign. Rayan or Raima, head girl or boy, according to your gender you can place it, and a box is put all around your notice. So this is the way of writing a notice, and if you keep all these things in mind, easily you can score 4 marks. So I hope you understood clearly how to write a notice, and always there will be a word limit for writing notice, 50 words, that is what they mention. If it is little more, means 55 or 60, it doesn't matter, but it should not be too much. Okay, so that also should be taken care. So write neatly, clearly, and with all the instruction that I have given, definitely you can score 4 marks without much difficulty. So meet you in the next video with some other topic. Thank you.